lesson number 6 out of 10 by Accordion Shop Cape Town. My name is Stanislav Angelov, your accordion teacher, your accordion advisor and specialist. If you have found this lesson, either you are looking for accordion lessons on YouTube or you have seen the previous 5 and you haven't seen the previous 5 lessons, I will advise you to see them because there are a lot of tips that one needs to build up on those habits before you learn what comes in this lesson. If you enjoy these videos, remember to subscribe to this channel. You can also find a link in the description of this video for a site called Buy Me a Coffee, where you can support me by buying a coffee, which will help me improve on my equipment so I can record better videos and more videos for you to enjoy and hopefully to learn from. If you'd like to book a lesson directly with me, you can always, that link will also be in the description of this video. In the previous lesson we practiced the C major scale with accompaniment, so this was a way to make the scale more fun to play, and we also learned to play with the right hand the G major scale, which added extra 4 notes to our already 8 notes that we had learned here in the right hand of the accordion. So today we're going to continue with the G major scale, but now we're going to play it with the left hand, and therefore we'll have to learn a new chord in the left hand. We're going to learn another kind of music articulation, and just to mention what we have been doing until now. So articulation in music is very similar to articulation in speech. It's how you pronounce a word, how you connect words, how you form your sentences, your phrases. And the same thing happens in music. So until now we've only been playing very short notes, which are called staccato, and we've been playing full-length notes, which are normally called tenuto, or also another term for that is non-legato. So we didn't connect any notes, at least I did not while I was showing you. Hopefully that's what you did when you practice these exercises. Today we're going to add to this something called legato, or in English it's called slur, and also we'll learn something else that looks like the slur but means something else. But as we go on, I will elaborate more on that. Besides that, again, I will be discussing the bellows and the importance of the bellows. Again, I would like to mention accordion is a wind instrument, and everything that works on this side or on this side is controlled by the bellows, and it is really, this is the secret, this is the soul of the accordion. I'm going to put in the description of this video a link to another video that I recorded for Cape Town Music Academy, for their channel, where I discuss specifically the importance of bellows and I demonstrate things. Let's learn a little bit of music theory again. So here is our G major scale, the way we learn it with the right hand only in the previous lesson. But now we've got the accompaniment with the left hand. And as I mentioned, we're going to be using the D bass and the D major chord. So I also want to go through this learning, which I don't remember whether we went through this. When we read the notes on the bass clef of the accordion, the notes that we play with our left hand, the buttons, all the notes that are written on the middle line or under the middle line are bass notes. So those are notes from the first 2 rows of the accordion, the 2 rows that are next to the bellows. And then the notes on the middle line or above, they are chords, either major chords, minor, etc. For now we only play major chords. Now, because the middle line is a middle line, which means that the note that falls on that middle line sometimes could be a bass, sometimes could be a chord. So therefore I've given you this here. It doesn't mean that we're going to press 2 buttons. It means that if we have the notes in the brackets, if we have this D and this D, I'm going to make it even bigger so that you can clearly see the letter D in the middle of the note. If we have this D or this D, it means that this is going to be the D bass and this is going to be the D chord. In this case, it's a D major chord. But if we have this D and this D, then this will be the D bass and this will be the D major chord, as we said in this case. Simply this happens with the D only because the D is the note that is on the middle, like on bass clef. So we've already practiced the G major scale with the right hand. We know that there is a F sharp in the key signature, so when we reach the note F, we're not going to play F, we're going to play an F sharp, which is this black note. And the right, so as I've said before, and I'll keep saying this, always practice each hand on its own. Even if you play piano, you must still practice your right hand, because while you're practicing the right, you're practicing with your left arm, which is part of the sound. In fact, very important, it's part of the sound of your right hand. So you actually never practice the right hand only. You are playing the notes of the right hand, but you're still practicing with two hands. Now we will go through the left hand of the G major scale, the accompaniment for this G major scale, and as we learn, the D major chord is, if you remember the very first exercises that we had these four notes, the C, F, C, G and the D bass. So in other words, today we're going to play the D bass with its major chord, this one. So what happens with the left hand here is 1, 2, D major, down to G, C major, and up to G, down to C, up to D, and a G major. I just want to point out, when I was moving from C to D, we had the same with the C major scale exercise from F to G. So there is a button between the D and between the C and the D. So there is a G between them. So I will just turn a little bit this way. I don't go like this. I don't lift my finger from the buttons. So I was on the C. I'm going to touch the G, go through that and move to the next one after that. So this is how we do jumps in the left hand. We touch the buttons in between. In this case, it's only one button. So one more time, the C going to the D, and then D, G. I'm now on the second line, D, down to C, G, up to D, down to G, up to D, and down to G. And now both at the same time. And now let's hear it, both hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. G major in 4/4 when we're changing the bellows on every bar. And now we're going to do the same like we did with C major. We'll do it in 3/4. And before I play the G major in 3/4, let's have a look at the bellows changes. If you remember, with C major we changed on every note, on every bar. Here, just to make it a little bit different, I have proposed that we change bellows after every second note. The reason for this is just really to practice, to understand that the bellows is something that you need to be aware of all time, like you take breath in and out all the time. So when you play music on accordion, that is your breathing of your instrument. G major scale in 3/4, and we're going to change bellows after every second bar. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, close. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, open. Close. 1, 2, open. bellows is not fully closed, I'm going to press my air button to close it in full. And this is what we're going to learn about articulation, and we're also going to apply it just now. Some of you that have studied music obviously don't need to watch this part, but nothing wrong to be reminded how it works. So when two or more notes above them has got this curved line. This curved line is there for a reason. It tells us that we play this, we connect the notes smoothly, we go from one note to the next smoothly. So the notes are connected. And this is what we call the musical phrase. In English, this is called a slur. Another word that is used commonly all over the world comes of Italian language, it's legato. So when you see this curved line connecting several notes, that means from the first note to the last note you play one line and you go smoothly from the one note to the next until the curved line ends. At the last note of that curved line, you stop that note and you stop the legato. For helping you with this one, I have actually ended the note earlier, so you've got one count rest, you are meant to stop there. Now on the next line of this exercise, we see we've got two lines. And as you can see, the one connects the four notes and this one connects only these two notes. However, they've got different meaning, because if we look at the notes, I'm going to make them bigger so again we can see the names of the notes inside of the note heads. As you can see here, we've got the D, F, and an E, and another E. So when we connect two notes of the same pitch, meaning an E and an E, or F and an F, or D and a D, etc. In that case, this is not called a slur or legato, it's called a tie. This is the English word for this curved line. So what this tie does for these two notes that are the same pitch, instead of playing 2 times E, we're going to play 1 E for the time of these two notes put together. And in this case, this note is 3 counts, this E is 2 counts, and we'll hold the E for 5 counts. However, when we count while we play, it will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then the third beat is rest. So we don't count 4, 5 there, because this is the first beat of the next part. However, we're still holding the E. And something very similar happens right at the end of this exercise when we have C and another C. But this time the C will be for 3 plus 1 count. It will be for 4 counts. And now let's hear this exercise. So now to demonstrate what legato means, what it sounds like. So if I would play this exercise, which we already saw, without the legato line, legato marking, the slur, it will sound 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is what we call tenuto or non-legato. With the legato is when while the one finger is holding the note and the next is about to start pressing, it just happens something like this. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and this is your slur tie, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to put it together. Of course, before you try this together, please practice each hand on its own several times. And once you feel comfortable with each hand, you may try together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, so that's why also I wrote those crochet rest at the end of every phrase, so that you have the chance to close or open the bellows without holding a note, because very often the mistake that will happen there will be like this, and this is what we don't want to hear. But if we finish it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. There was that clear break in the right hand that we after to have the nice bellows changes. And I'm moving on to the next exercise. This one is similar, the 5 notes in the second octave, but this time we are in 4/4. So I will straight away play it together, but please practice first each hand on its own. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And also the exercises for this lesson. And now a little bellows tip for the lesson. As you remember the previous lesson, I discussed this whole concept that when we open the bellows, usually our hand is in the middle here. Most of the time we're playing here. And the bellows opens like this and goes back the same way. Sometimes there could be slight variation, but your aim is to move this way. So have a listen. I'm going to just play one of the tunes that I play often, and I want you to watch exactly how often my bellows changes and how it moves in and out, just to prove that what I'm talking about is I really do it. Right, the tune is called Swing Gitan by the gypsy guitarist Angelo De Bare. Enjoy it. Right, I hope you noticed what was going on with the bellows while I was playing. And hopefully we'll learn this song for the next lesson. I was joking, but you can do that if you keep learning. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe to this channel if you want to support me in getting better equipment to produce more videos like this and better videos. Please follow the link in the description of this video for the Buy Me a Coffee, and then you can become one of my supporters there. And if you want to download the 4 exercises that I performed for you earlier, you must also find the link in the description of this video and just follow the instructions there. You'll be able to download the 4 pages with the exercises. And please share this video with your friends who are also interested in accordion. And yes, I hope that you're enjoying this, and next video will be next week on Tuesday.